What's up guys, I'm Paul the Tech Giant and today I'm going to be unboxing and testing out this 55-inch LG CS OLED. Now I can hear you all saying to yourself, what is a CS OLED? Well, we'll get into all the fine details in just a bit, but for now all you need to know is that this TV is a tried and tested formula and it is basically an award winner on steroids. Now what I'm about to tell you will probably make your chin hit the floor. I can't quite believe it myself. So this TV, as usual, was sent over by box.co.uk. But not only did they send over the TV, they sent over an exclusive code. Now at time of filming, this TV is on Box's website for £979, which ain't too bad because it's already discounted. But with my code, you're going to get even more off. Now, if we said 50 quid off, that wouldn't be too bad, would it? But it ain't 50 quid. Maybe knocking off the £79. That'd be really good. Nope, more than that. How about £100 off? No, it's more than that. 150 quid. Nope, even more. If you use my code TG180, you're going to get £180 off this TV, which means that you can get this TV for just £799. And when you realise what this TV is, I think this is going to sell like hotcakes at that price. Now, if you do want to pick one up, use my link in the description and use the code TG180 at the checkout. Now, if you do want one of these TVs, you're going to have to be quick because the code is only live for a short period of time. That is from when this video goes live and it expires 12 o'clock midnight on Sunday. Right, so let's crack on then, and what we're going to do, we're going to take a look around the outside of the packaging, get the TV out of the box, take a look at all the inputs, outputs, look at all the accessories, get the thing wall mounted, and then we will test it out. So, looking around the outside of the box then, so it is the LG OLED 55CS. Now we get a little peek of what the shape of the TV is like with the stand, and you eagle-eyed viewers may recognise that stand. Moving across and we can see self-lit OLED. Alpha 9 Gen 5 AI processor 4K, which is the latest and greatest processor and the same one that you get in the top of the range, LG G2 OLED. Moving down, we've got Thin Cure Think AI, Web OS, works with Apple AirPlay, works with Apple HomeKit. And then finally, we have the energy ratings there, which come in at G. Next, we're going to do the regular box measurements, which is handy if you want to store this somewhere or maybe transport it in a car. So, starting off with the length then, and that comes in at approximately 132.5 centimeters or 52.25 inches. Depth comes in at 20 centimeters or 7.75 inches. And finally the height, which comes in at 81.5 centimeters or 32 inches. Right, let's next get this box open then. So cutting the straps. Ooh, satisfying. Then got my trusty little knife, let's get it open. I'll tell you what though, ain't really me, is it? I'll be back. Yeah, that's more me. Right. So there we go, we've got a few bits in the top of the box there, which we'll take out, but we'll look at properly in just a minute. So let's remove top piece of polystyrene there. Now we can see just how thin that TV is.
Thin, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and it looks straight as well. Samsung. Anyway, so I just called in Mrs. Tech Giant. Give me a hand so we can safely lift it out of the box. So lifting the lid then.
Big one this.
Oh yeah, I think we're going to struggle. So we lift it up from just about halfway down and not on the four corners, and then at the bottom as well. Right, now we got it out of the box, let's take a look around the back of the TV. And once again, you eagle-eyed viewers of mine may recognise the back of this TV. And I'm going to tell you exactly what this TV is all about once I've just confirmed it with the specs of the inputs and outputs. So starting off then on the left-hand side, and we have this unfortunate fixed power cable. Looks quite short, I'll measure that in just a second. Moving up to the top of the TV, we've got this lovely silver finish with the protective film on it just there. Looks very nice. Moving down, we've got our 4 holes there to add our wall mounting brackets. Moving down from that, then we've got this cut out here where we will attach the tabletop stand. Now at the bottom of the TV, we've got these speaker grills just here, either side. And in the middle, we've got a little button. It's a little bit hard to see, but that is to control the TV if you was to ever misplace the remote control. So moving across then to the inputs and outputs, and we've got an optical digital audio out, LAN, antenna cable in and satellite in. Then we have the first of 4 HDMIs, and that one is marked up at 4K at 120 Hz, which is great news. Then we have 2 USBs. Moving around to the side of the TV, which is the left-hand side if you're looking at the TV straight on. Then we have another USB, 3 more HDMIs, so that's 4 in total. Those 3 are marked up at 4K at 120 Hz as well, so that's all 4 that are good for 4K 120. Number 2 being eARC/ARC, and then we have a common interface. Right, let's quickly measure this cable. Like I said, it is a fixed cable, bit of a nightmare that you can't just unplug it and put in something longer because the measurement on that is only 1.5 meters, so yeah, not very long. So let's look at the evidence. We've got a fixed 1.5 meter cable, 4 HDMIs that are good for 4K 120, and a chassis that we all recognise. This is essentially a 2021 LG C1 OLED, which is an amazing award-winning TV with the latest 2022 processor. And to be honest, that is not a bad thing because like I said, so many people love the LG C1, and I'm guessing what LG have done is that, you know, they've gone into the parts bin, seen that they got a load of panels, you know, guts of the TVs left, and they thought, well, you know, how can we use them? So they've just shoved in the new processor, which again is a positive. Used technology that is tried and tested, and hey presto, you got the LG CS, and the bonus is it's at a very cheap price. So you can see what I'm saying. When you consider, if you use my code, you can pick up essentially an LG C1 on steroids for $799, 55 inch. You can see it's an absolute bargain. Now, if you've got an LG C1, do us a favour, come through in the comments section and tell people who are thinking about buying this TV what you think of the LG C1. And if you are a potential buyer, I'm sure all those people will say what an amazing TV it is. And like I said, but you'll have the bonus of the better processor. Right, moving on then, and let's take the measurements of the wall mounting bracket holes. So we've got 30 centimeters by 20 centimeters. And if you want to know the distance from the hole to the bottom of the TV, so bottom hole to the bottom of the TV, we are looking at 14 centimeters. To the outside of the TV, we are looking at 46 centimeters. From the top of the TV to the top hole, we are looking at 36 centimeters. Right, let's have a look at all the accessories then. So first off, got a little cover plate that sits on the back of the TV. Then we've got the base of the stand. Again, it's got like a sort of like a brushed finish to that. Then we've got the front part of the stand, which I'm sure many of you will recognise. Not only does it look nice, it actually has a purpose because the speaker's fired down and this directs the sound out into the room. But it does look very nice, doesn't it? And like I said, I'm sure you guys will recognise that from the C1. And then we've got this little bag with all your pamphlets and all that sort of stuff, energy ratings and whatnot. Little cable, tidy clip thing there. Some screws to put the stand together. A couple of batteries, AA's. Then we have the remote control. So this is the lovely Magic remote. As I always say, it's best way to describe it's like a Wii remote. So when you move the remote control around like that, you've got a pointer on the screen that moves around as well, which I'll demonstrate. Got shortcuts there. So we've got ones for Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Record. Then we've got Google Assistant and Alexa. Then we've got our little scroll wheel there. So that scrolls up and down, and there's also, if you push it in, is the enter button. And overall, it's yeah, very good remote when it comes to the functionality. Not the biggest fan of the design, I'd prefer a bit more of a premium look, but still, functionality is spot on. Now, because I'm going to be wall mounting this TV, got to put the brackets on the back. Now, I know I've said this 1,000,001 times on the channel, but for you guys out there who are new, what you need to bear in mind with this TV if you are wall mounting it, the holes where you attach the wall mounting brackets aren't central, so they sit quite low. That means that the TV may sit higher up your wall if you're using an existing bracket, so just please bear that in mind. Right, that's the wall mounting brackets attached, so let's get the TV up on the wall. Okie dokie, now we've got the TV up on the wall, it's time to remove the protective film. Now there is one round the back, I've left that on so the next customer who buys this TV will get the enjoyment of removing that, but obviously I've got to take off the one on the front. But as you can see, we've got these pull tabs here, and look, you pull it off, and you just get the pull tab. And me and Mrs. Tech Giant just been looking at it, and we said, it's like there isn't a film on there, but there isn't there. If you look, come in close, look at that. It doesn't look like there's literally anything on there, and you've really got to pick away. So give me a second to just hack away at this. There we go. If you come in close, you can see I've just got it going there. So if you do buy one of these, trust me, there is a film on there, but it might not look it. There we go. Honestly, that was really deceptive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it made me think there was.
Yeah, I bet you there is loads of people out there. No, I bet there's got to be loads of people out there who've probably pulled those tabs off and thought there's nothing else on there, and they're probably still sitting there to this day with a TV with the film still attached. So like I said, trust me, it will be on there. There we go. Right, so we've got the TV all connected up to the mains. We've got the LED to indicate that we've got power, and let's turn it on for the very first time. So it's telling us to press OK on the remote, which is the scroll wheel there. So let's do that. Now we've got a couple of options for the installation method. We can use a mobile device or set it up using the remote and the TV. I'm going to be setting it up using the remote and the TV, but I'm going to skip this bit because I've done it lots of times. If you want to see the setup process, go and check out any of my other 2022 LG OLED TV unboxing videos. Okie dokie then, that's the TV all set up. And before we start looking through the menus and testing it out, let's take a look at the design. So if we move around to the side, you're going to see just how thin this TV is. Look at that, that is mega. And like I said earlier, nice and straight too, unlike some other manufacturers. So yeah, a really nice looking design. Now if we do move down, it is thicker at the bottom where all the guts of the TV is, but because it's angled like that, when you move around the side like this, you just don't see it anyway. Nice thin bezels there, look at that. Just looks so sleek and modern. Right, let's give you guys a bit of a tour through some of the menus and I'll give you specs along the way. Got to be careful what I'm doing due to copyright reasons, so I can't go showing you broadcast TV, unfortunately. So what I'm going to first do is press on the settings button on the remote just once. And you'll have seen that now we have that magic pointer that I was talking about is now activated. Look at that. Now some people don't like this, I personally love it, I think it's really, really handy. So we've got like these shortcuts at the side there, look at that, I can just go up and down for them really quick. If you wish, you can use the directional buttons at any time if the magic pointer isn't for you. Now these quick settings at the side can do things like your picture, your sound, you've got your game optimizer there, multi-view, OLED care, you've got your network, all settings, and also we can edit these as well if we wish. We can add or take away. Now if we just back out of that, and this time if we hold down the settings button for a long press, we now get up our main settings. And because this is a 2022 model, we do get all the very latest settings and menus. So this is just how it comes out of the box. So we start off with picture. So you've got your picture modes there. We've got vivid, standard, eco, cinema, sports, game optimizer, filmmaker mode, expert bright space, and expert dark space. Backing out of that, then we've got our aspect ratio, advanced settings, where we can control things like the brightness level there. Then we have our advanced settings, where you can change things like your brightness. At the moment it's on the energy saving, I'd recommend turning that off. Then we've got our colour, Then we've got our clarity, so that's things like your sharpness. Then we can toggle things like filmmaker mode on or off, reduce blue light on or off. Then moving down, we've got our sound settings. So again, in here, we've got a few to choose from, which we'll test out in a bit. Then we've got settings if we're connected up, maybe external speakers or a soundbar. Then we have our advanced settings for that, where we can toggle on and off Dolby Atmos. Yes, this TV has Dolby Atmos. Now, something worth pointing out here, and that is in the initial setup of this TV, which you didn't see in this video, you can choose to whether the TV is wall mounted or on a stand for when it comes to the sound. So coming out of that, we go into our general settings, and in here we have AI service. Now we have our AI Picture Pro, AI brightness settings, AI genre selection, and AI Sound Pro. And then this is particularly good, and that is the AI acoustic tuning. And what it does, it utilizes the remote control to tune the sound to your room. I'm not going to do it now, but yeah, you'd press on start, it send out a couple of tones, and yeah, the microphone picks it up and it tunes the sound to your environment. Moving down from that, then we have our OLED care. So in here, you can turn off that energy saving if you wish. I would recommend doing that, and you just go into there to do that. Backing out of that, and then we also have things like our memory optimizer. So if things are going a bit sluggish, you can speed it up by running that. And then we have our OLED panel care, which again, this is stuff to keep your panel looking tip top. Then we have something new for the 2022 models, and that is the family settings. Now in here we've got usage limit setting, eye care mode, volume limit mode, but this one's particularly good, and that's screen time report. So this will tell you how long you've actually been using the TV for, and also for your apps, so you can keep an eye on how long you've been using it for. Moving down from that, then we have our system settings. So we've got a few things going on there: language, location, time, timer, safety, LG account, so on and so forth. And this is where you'd reset the TV as well. And then if we go right to the bottom, then we have our accessibility settings. And in here, we've got quite a few to choose from. And finally, if we go down to support, you will find in there, this is where we can do any software updates. Now, what we're going to do is take a look at the main home menu. So if we grab our remote, press on the home button just there, and there we go, we get up our main home menu. So in here, we got a bit of advertising going on at the top. Not keen on the way that companies are going down this route with all the advertisement, but that just seems to be the way of the world, unfortunately. So here we have trending now, and again, I can use my magic pointer. Look at that. Scroll through there. Really, really good. I just love it. I think it's great. Moving down from that, and we have our apps list. Now, I'm in the UK, so the apps that are pre-installed may be different from where you are. So we have Netflix, BBC iPlayer, ITV Hub, 4, 5, Prime Video, Rakuten, Disney Plus, Apple TV, Sky Store, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's great to know if you're in the UK, we've got all the main catch-up services there. Next up, let's take a look at the App Store. So in here, as you can see, we've got, again, lots of different sort of genres going on, and, you know, lots of suggested apps. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Entertainment, and I'm going to download YouTube. So I've just highlighted the box, going to press enter by pressing down on the scroll wheel, and I'm going to go to install. Now it does say you need to log in to install or update YouTube, so I'm going to go on yes. And now it is going to ask me to either sign in or sign up for an LG account. So I've just signed in, and there we go, it's downloaded and installed already. So if we back out of this and go to the home menu again, we should see that we have YouTube on there, but we can go to edit if we wish, and we can select that YouTube app, and then we can move it to wherever we want. So I'm going to put it right up the front there, close that, and there we go. Right, let's move down the home menu then. So we have things there like our home dashboard. If we click on that, and this is like a one-stop shop for connections and all your inputs and outputs. Back to the home menu again, we've got things there for the AirPlay, the inputs, sound, TV inputs, remote PC, so on and so forth. Scrolling down, we've got then our sports alerts there. I'm sure that's going to come in very handy when the World Cup is on. I'm sure lots of people are going to be using these TVs to watch the World Cup, and trust me, it will be a great TV for that. Then we got, again, more advertising stuff going on there. Games as well that's being advertised. Again, streaming stuff, all your sort of different ones there. So you've got BBC iPlayer, Apple TV. And yeah, just lots more recommendations. And going down a little bit more there, we've got our web browser stuff going on. And at the bottom of the list here, we can actually edit as well our app list from here and edit our contents list. Now, just going back to the apps list now, and there's just something else that I want to show you guys. I know I always show it, but it is a great feature, and that is the art gallery. Now, in Art Gallery, there are some pre-installed pieces of art, others, as you can see, which have the arrow there to indicate that there's extras to download if we wish, all free of charge. But if I just click on, say, modern art, what it will now do is put up some pieces of artwork, and it will just slowly scroll through them whilst playing some nice relaxing music. But if we wish, we can turn that sound off, and we can even change the speed. And what I do like as well, that actually tells you the name of the artist and the piece of artwork. Next up, I want to show you guys a bit of a demo and one of the standout features of this TV. So what I want you to do is just keep an eye on this top right hand corner when I press play on this video. Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. Yes, this TV does support Dolby Vision. And just look at that picture. It is absolutely stunning. Check that out. Just look how sharp it is. Wowee, look at that. And this is a TV you can get for only £799 with an image like that. That is crazy. Amazing black levels. Look at those colours as well. That is just beautiful. My God, look at that. That looks so crisp. Look how clear that is. That is nuts. Now I can hear all you guys out there saying, yeah, but this is all well and good, Paul, but you know, those demo videos are going to look good, ain't they? What about some real world footage? Well, this is it. This was shot by myself on an iPhone with a gimbal, just walking around the city. And just look how clear that is. Now, admittedly, it is in 4K 60 HDR, but still, to think that was shot on a phone and is being put onto a 55-inch TV, that, I think, is just mind-blowing. Look how clear that is. That is crazy. That just shows you how good this TV really is. Now, I'm going to show you some darker material in just a minute, but something that I do want to show you is the viewing angles. You're noticing, when I move round, the picture pretty much stays the same. So we go straight on, looks good. We come round the side. Other TVs, they'd be starting to lose it about now. Colours would be washing out. You'd be losing your brightness. Not with an OLED. Oh no, even for £799, you're still going to get mental viewing angles. Look at this, I'm sat off to the side here. Again, I know I would say about this, but it is just mind-blowing. I'm right round the side. It looks just as good. Look, going right round there. You can still see that image. I mean, you can literally be round the side and still see it. So that is just bonkers how good those viewing angles really are. Look at that, that's just crazy. I can't believe I shot this on a phone. Moving on to some darker footage now then, and again, this was shot by myself just with an iPhone. Look how black the blacks are, perfect blacks, and look how it contrasts with, you know, the track with that blackness. Amazing. Again, move around the side. The blacks stay black, you know, they don't go grey or wash out. An amazing image, and this is, you know, one of OLED's strong points, is those amazing black levels. Again, we've got, you know, look how bright that looks compared to the blackness. I absolutely love OLED TVs. I just think they are so good. Right, so we've just fired up the PlayStation 5 so we can show you what it's like for gaming and give you all the juicy details. Right then, what I've done, I've just taken off the microphones a moment so you can listen to the actual sound of the TV. I don't know how well it's going to come across, but you know, apologies if it doesn't sound so great. But anyway, this TV is absolutely amazing when it comes to gaming. I mean, this thing ticks all the boxes. So we've already discussed that this TV supports Dolby Vision, but it also supports Dolby Vision for gaming. Now this TV's got a great little trick up its sleeve, and if I press the settings button on the remote just once, we got this game dashboard. Now this TV also supports auto low latency mode. So, when you fire up a games console that's hooked up to this TV, it automatically puts it into the best settings. So, you haven't basically got to go fiddling around. You know, you are going to be getting an optimized gaming experience with the lowest latency. Now, this game dashboard gives us loads of information. So on here, it gives us our frames per second because, as we talked about earlier, this TV has 4 HDMIs that do 4K 120Hz, so we can play with those higher frame rates. We also have VRR. Yes, this TV supports VRR, FreeSync and G-Sync. Then it gives us information about our black stabilizer and our low latency mode on or off. Moving down from that, we've got a toggle there for our darkroom mode, multi-view, our game optimizer settings and all settings. Now in the middle we have like this quick setting here which we can toggle through. Now these are presets, but we can adjust them to our personal preference. So this is great if you're maybe jumping from one game to another. Instead of having to go into settings and keep setting it all up, you can simply press on that when you go from, say, a role-playing game to maybe a driving game. Now, if we go to the main game optimizer settings, this is where we can really customize stuff. So if we went to picture, we could maybe change the genre there to whatever one we want, and then we can customize it so we could adjust the black stabilizer, white stabilizer, so on and so forth. If we go to game, again, we got lots of settings in there, so reduce blue light, darkroom mode, input delay, input lag. Then we've got our game dashboard toggle, so we don't have to have that on if we don't wish. AI game sound, VRR and G-Sync, AMD FreeSync Premium, we can fine tune the dark areas and we can change the menu colour. So at the moment we're on green, we can change it to orange and we can change it to violet. And if we go back to the game dashboard, you can see that the colour has changed on there too. Now let's quickly just test out the different sound modes on this TV. So I'm going to hold down the settings button for a long press. Then we go to select mode. There we can see all those ones that's there. And at the moment it's on the game optimizer. Obviously the TV is automatically put it onto that. But we've also got music. You just turn it up a little bit. Then we've got sports. Clear Voice Pro. Then we've got Cinema, Standard, AI Sound Pro, and then back to Game Optimizer. Now what I would say is, it is a pretty good sound for a small TV. You've got to consider how small or how thin that TV is. But I would recommend you get a soundbar or maybe an amp and speakers. As good as it is, it can be improved on. But don't get me wrong, if you are strapped for cash at the moment, the sound is more than adequate. Well, there you have it then, guys. That was the LG CS OLED. Now, like I've been saying all along, I think this is a cracking TV for only $799. But like I said, it is only for this weekend only, and if you use my code. But if this TV isn't for you, then no worries. I have tested out plenty of other OLED TVs, so please go and check out those videos. Now, if you have enjoyed this video today, do us a favour, give me a thumbs up. If you've not already subscribed to the channel, then please do so, where I'm going to be doing loads more testing with this TV. So thanks very much for joining me today, and hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.